Ladies and gentlemen, we are gathered here in mourning to pay our final respects, our final memory, our final love, our final thoughts to our dear departed friends in Cathedral, who have issued their final album, The Last Spire. Cathedral was taken from us so young, in a grisly multiple homicide that involved dismemberment, disembowelment, from a gentleman whose psychological profile indicated that he took orders from a carrot that was shaped like the state of Vermont. Okay, not really. No, they're just deciding to call it quits. Cathedral, of course, a long-running member of the doom metal and hard rock community, indicated to us in 2011 that they were going to be recording one final album, and did their last tour dates in the summer of 2012. And with this album, the Cathedral name, the Cathedral run, is now reached its completion point. So on Tuesday, April the 30th, 2013, it will officially be the end of Cathedral. The Last Spire is an album that is not unlike their very first album, Forest of Equilibrium, which is considered to be a doom metal classic, considered to be one of the real highlights, the real pinnacles of the genre, especially in the 1990s. Of course, doom metal can trace its roots all the way back to Black Sabbath, who originated the very doom-laden riff. Tony Iommi could be considered the godfather of many, many things. However, doom metal could also be one of them. And, of course, Cathedral was influenced by the original singer of Napalm Death, who was growing tired of the punk scene and the death metal direction that Napalm Death seemed to be taking. So he actually got together with a Carcass roadie, and they formed Cathedral. And they had a mutual love for bands such as Candlemass, such as Trouble, and there you go, there you have it. Throughout their career, they have experimented with many, many different styles of music within the doom umbrella, within just the hard rock 70s revamp umbrella. They've even done some disco work, which, wow. I remember my first discovery of this band being with their album, The Eighth Coming, I believe it was, or The Seventh Coming, and you know, these guys are just really, truly a testament of very, very unique music, very unique minds, and with The Last Spire, they return back to their roots, almost like bringing the whole cycle full circle. They began with what could be considered as a doom metal classic, and is considered by many to be a doom metal classic, and they actually leave in that same direction. Entrance to Hell, the very first track off of this album, can be seen as very fitting, considering it's almost like you're entering into their domain, their chamber, for one last time, or it could seem like this is the band post-mortem, and they are descending literally and entering their final resting place, their final location, if you believe in that whole idea, and in this case it is hell. Pallbearer, which follows directly after that, could be seen as a part of the scene of the funeral itself, and actually moves quite like one. Although the one thing that is nice about it is that it's able to transition very nicely from the doom-laden riffs to a little bit harder edge to something extremely soft. And really, throughout these tracks, because they are, you know, for the most part very long, 7 minutes or above, there are a lot of stylistic shifts. And, you know, some of them are minor, some of them are a little more major, some of them come out of left field, some of them remain in right field. But either way, it's something that keeps you guessing, it keeps you moving, and it actually keeps this record extremely interesting. You continue onward not really knowing where the path will be tread. And that is proven in Cathedral and the Damned, because in this track of Cathedral of the Damned, it involves a small part that almost sounds like something straight out of a Scooby-Doo episode, which, whenever you hear it for the first time, kind of catches you off guard, and then you just kind of chuckle at it a little bit, and they kind of go right on. It's almost like these are musical ideas that are just thrown in to kind of break the, not so much the seriousness of it, but just the real laden, you know, passage of it, to really give it a lot of character and a lot of individuality and a little bit of comfort, I guess, either that or just a little bit of humor. And really, what the cool part about it is that it fits in so beautifully, and it really doesn't, you know, diminish the mood whatsoever. It doesn't diminish the atmosphere. It is just jutted right in there, and you kind of just experience it and smile a little bit. Whenever I was listening to this, a lot of times I was thinking to myself, well, where's the bong? Because I could really use some, weed right now, or drugs, or cashews, I don't know. I could really use something to really help this atmosphere even further. However, that was really non-required. This is an album that really speaks well for itself. An observation is basically speaking about a funeral, which is very awesome. And then the last laugh, I like this idea because it almost seems like this is the band's, last joke, because this is a band full of jokesters that also did a lot of stuff with, like, the last track on their album. Sometimes it would be, 5 minutes of silence and a 57-second long, bonus track. Other times it would be, a lot of silence and then spoken word about the concept for the art for the album. These were guys that, really, really enjoyed what they did. They didn't take themselves very, very seriously. They toured relentlessly. They were very personable people, and it's the reason why bands like this, it's kind of hard to lose, because they're just so interesting. But at least they know, and they knew that it was kind of just time to bow out. This is a great album. I'm going to be diehard 100% honest with you. This is a terrific album. It is just coursed with, luscious atmosphere. There is just, a lot of doom majesty on here. Doom lovers will adore this. And what they will enjoy the most about this is that they will have one final Cathedral epic to really praise, before the sun has set on their career. It's kind of ironic that their very first album is seen as such an essential classic, a quintessential classic, a must-own for Doom fans, and it is shaping up that The Last Spire is going to be exactly in that same realm, exactly in that same, sentence as a classic. The vocals are definitely brazen with a lot of, dust and rust. It's very mucky and murky. It's not clean and, pristine. It's instead very rough and rugged. It's jagged around the edges, and it's exactly what you would expect, and it's beautiful. It really is a fantastic release. This thing slow chugs along, but you know what? There is so much interesting, secondary things going on here, or interesting little parts that are chimed in. It just really keeps your attention, and you just really, really love every moment of it, because not only is it the final real breath of Cathedral, but it is also one hell of a breath. It's almost like, at the scene of every movie, whenever someone's about to die, they tell somebody that they want to tell something to come closer, come closer. Cathedral does that and speaks for 60 minutes, and you're just enthralled by this. You're entranced. You're like, yeah, no, don't die. Keep talking. Keep talking. You're interesting. Tell me all about the man who worships the carrot that looks like Vermont. It's that way. It's that sort of entrancing effort. It's very, very awesome. I've seen the cover of this firsthand in my hands, because I got it prepared to put out on Tuesday. It looks awesome. The packaging looks like it's going to be really sweet. This is the complete deal, man. This is the complete deal, ladies and gentlemen. Cathedral has left on a high note. Cathedral has left on top, really showing themselves to be one of the most important doom metal bands, or just bands, period, of all time, of the past 25 years. 9 out of 10. Cannot praise this album enough. Definitely scope this one out. Cathedral, you may rest in peace, but really, you'll never rest in peace. Because we all laugh one last time, and then again. That made no sense.